my name is Fiona, and today I will talk about the question, what is budgeting, and how you can start your own budget today. To understand the word budget better, let's look it up on Merriam-Webster. The last definition is the most relevant. It states the amount of money that is available for, required for, or assigned to a particular purpose. In other words, a budget is assigning yourself an amount of money for a particular amount of time, usually monthly. Now that you have a basic understanding of budgeting, let's jump into how to start your own. So the first step is tracking your income and expenses. By tracking your income and expenses, you can see how much money you spend out of all the money you make. To do this, I suggest that you buy a notebook to keep track of your budgeting, income, and expenses. So after you have your notebook, think of all the things that you buy. Do you buy a lot of clothes? Do you buy a lot of food? Make categories for each thing that you buy a lot of. Color code them, make little pictures for them, do something so that they look different. Make a T-chart in one of the pages in your notebook. After that, name the left column income and name the right column expenses. Write down the amount of money that you start with at the beginning of the month. Every time that you receive money, put it in your income category as well. Every time you buy something, I suggest that you ask for the receipt so you know how much money you spent. Write down the amount of money that you spend on everything. At the end of each month, add up all the expenses and add up all your income. Then subtract your expenses from the income to see how much money you have left. Every 6 months, make a total expense and income tracker. You can add each month's expenses together, divide them by 6, and that's the average that you spend each month. Another way you can track your spending is by doing it in categories. Each month, add up all the money that you've spent in each category. Then over the course of 6 months, you add each category to see what you spend most of your money on. Then you can divide each category by 6, and you'll see the average that you spend each month on the category. If you want to cut down on how much you spend, this can become your budget. So the next step is to plan your budget. So whether you've decided to track your expenses or not, you can still follow along with the rest of the video. So the first example of a budget I have here is the 50-30-20 budget. This is a really popular budget, and it consists of 50% needs, 30% wants, and 20% savings. So let's say that you had $1,200 for the whole year. You could do $600 in needs, $360 in wants, and $240 in savings. If you divide these all by 12, then you get $50 per month in needs, $30 a month for wants, and $20 a month for savings. Another budget that you could use is a budget based off of your categories. By giving yourself this budget, you can cut down on how much you spend in each category. If you go back to your 6-month spending chart, then you can see what you spent the most in. And then just think about, what's your ideal spending goal? Write it down, and that can become your budget. You can also add a savings or a spending category. A savings category would help you save up money. A spending category would be a category that you only use when you run out of money in the other categories. I will talk more about this in my envelope method video. The last type of budget that I will be talking about is a custom budget. It only has 2 categories, money to spend and money to save. This is probably one of the easiest budgets to plan and one of the most customizable. Just put down how much you want to save and how much you want to spend. Then divide them by 12 and you'll see how much you will save and spend per month. Another easy way to budget is to buy a transaction register. So this is kind of like the budgeting notebook, but it's already prepared for you. You just write down everything that you buy. So now that you have your budget, it's time to take action. Count all your money and separate it into your budget. If you want to find a really good way to do this, stay tuned for my envelope method video. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something from it. Thanks for watching. Bye!